Our first meetup, and today we'll talk about this MCP integrations, and we'll integrate with the VS Code Github Co Pilot. Okay, so before going to start, let's introduce the meet organizers. So myself, Naseem Khan, I'm working in Cognizant as a technology architect, and I'm having 14 plus years of IT experience. And in MuleSoft, I'm working since 2018, so it's almost 8 years. And and we have Yusuf as well. He's also a meetup leader. So yeah, Yusuf, you can go ahead and introduce yourself. Yusuf, can you hear me? Please unmute yourself in case you're talking. I think he's not. Okay, no worry. Yeah. We can't hear you, Yusuf. Okay, we'll just before starting, just it's a safe harbor statement. So both, I mean, the speakers and the host. Myself, I'm also the speaker of this session. So I'm organizing this meetup in individual capacity. So we are not representing any company or any organizations here. And this presentation is strictly for learning purpose and sharing the knowledge only. That's it. An organization or representative do not hold any responsibility if this is not working in your machines. And this presentation is not meant for any promotional activities. So yeah. And recording of this meetup will be uploaded to the event pages, and within 24 hours you'll be able to view this recording. And questions can be submitted at any time in the chat during the sessions, and so that it will make more interactive sessions, and give us feedbacks. You can rate this meter session by filling the survey. Okay, so yeah, I have already introduced myself. So what is the agenda of this session? So first thing, we'll talk about this MuleSoft MCP support, that is a model context protocol, and how we can transform our existing endpoints. Suppose we have already endpoints developed and designed in MuleSoft API. So if the same endpoints, without writing any separate flow to expose the as MCP tool, so we can directly expose our existing endpoints as an MCP resources, so that it can be consumed by AI client, AI agent. And I'll show how we can install the MCP servers into VS Code, and we can how we can make use of it through GitHub Copilot. And I'll demonstrate, and we'll have a question answers session, and then in the last we'll have a quiz. So I'll just ask two questions. So whoever will give the answers for those two questions will give away the certification vouchers to those two participants. So we'll answer correctly and quickly. Yeah. So that was pretty much more about this agenda of the session. So first thing, what is model context protocol? So we can say MCP is an open protocol that standardizes the how applications provide context to LLM. So we can think of MCP like a USB-C port and AI application. C port does just as USB-C provides a standardized way to connect our devices to various peripherals, right? So it will be on a unified way to connect to various devices and accessories. So MCP provides a standard way to connect AI models to different data sources and tools. So MuleSoft implementation of MCP is designed actually for flexibility, speed, and scaling, so that it can be consumed by any AI agent more in flexible way. So and the best part is that we don't have any complex configurations for this. So with just a few clicks, we can transform our APIs and Mule applications and endpoints, we can say, into MCP servers. Okay. So yeah, it's a connector based MCP implementation. We need to add the dependency in the pom.xml, and then all the related MCP connectors will be available to for use. So this is MuleSoft MCP support architecture. So in the left hand side, you can see this AI agent. We can say this is MCP client. So in this one, we have two concepts. We can say MCP servers and MCP clients. Clients are the one who will consume our downstream data, right? Using MCP support connector. So MCP clients are the various AI agent. We can say Cursor, Clouded Desktop, VS Code, AWS Bedrock, or any other AI agent. And in the middle, you can see this MuleSoft MCP support. This acts as a bridge between AI client and the our downstream API, REST API, which exposes the data. So in the right hand side, you can say where there are various SAP, Salesforce, or any database for this matter, right? So this is the basic architecture for MuleSoft MCP support. So MuleSoft MCP support, in short, it acts as a bridge between AI client, AI agent, to use the data which is already exposed by MuleSoft API or any other REST API. So in this case, we'll convert our REST Mule endpoint as an MCP servers to be used by MCP client, that is AI agent. Okay. So nowadays, with with MCP supports, we can expose our MuleSoft managed API or integrations as an MCP server, and it enables an AI agent invoke actions through a standardized protocol, and it eliminates normally the need of writing custom agent specific code. Suppose if MCP is not there, we can still use our endpoint MCP MuleSoft endpoint. But suppose nowadays, organization use not only one agent or one AI, right? So they are having they are having multiple AI agents based on their functionality, or whatever this their functions are there. Based on the functionality, they are bound to use multiple agents. So various agents are having different configurations to get into this REST API, to consume the REST API. So here MCP support comes into the picture, that for a client, MCP supports the unified way, and then downstream REST API or any other API, MuleSoft API or any other API which has developed in any other language or tool. So this is the standardized way to consume those REST API or applications. So it eliminates the need of writing custom agent specific code to bring those business data. So yeah, until now, if you have any questions, yeah, please go ahead. Okay. So as I said that in this one, there are two, MCP operates through client server architecture. So here two aspects is there. MCP servers. This is the, like in this case, I'll show how Mule API we have will convert into MCP servers. So these are the interfaces that connects the external data and the functionality that AI application can utilize. So in this example, yeah, we can consider Mule API as an MCP servers, and MCP clients, whoever will consume those AI. This is AI application like Cursor, VS Code, Bedrock, and any other AI agent. So it acts as a client, and that connects MCP servers to access those downstream data via those APIs. So two things are MCP servers and MCP clients, right? Uh, so yeah, this is again transform any API into an agent ready asset. Means agent are it's ready to use by an agent. So again, this is the same architecture where in the right hand side you can see the data and or API which has exposed, and then in the center, yeah, it has converted those APIs into MCP servers that is ready to use by an AI agent, or we can say MCP, yeah, client. So yeah, this is the configuration how we can configure our MCP server. And in this one we have two types of connections, that SAC server and streamable server. So I'll show, if suppose nowadays if you are converting your existing, if you are working for a client or any organization. So now if suppose you have already existing API and you want to just convert into MCP tool, but organizations have their reservation, their different things like for providing the access because of the security. So if you want to still, if you want to convert into existing API into MCP server, and but you are not ready because you didn't get the access for any AI client, AI agent, but still you can test your MCP tool using Postman. So I'll show how we can use it. So yeah, so here I have created an API, that is SAPI employee details, and I have created so I have designed the specification for this, and published into Exchange and imported it. So this is the SAP employee details, and it's active. So I have imported it. So it's in this API I have two endpoints. One is employee by employee ID and employee by contact number. So in these two endpoints, I have exposed this endpoints as an MCP tool. Okay, if I will show you, this is the my Cloud Hub URL. I have deployed it. So if I send it, it's working. So here I am retrieving all the details. Although I am passing this employee ID, I just want to show you, it will respond with all the informations. I have that hard coded value, but I leave this filtration or analysis for AI client, for an AI agent, so that if I prompt, can you retrieve the employee details of employee ID 2, but this MCP tool will return all the data, means for employee ID 1, 2, and 3. So this AI agent will filter those information. Suppose I have asked for employee ID 2, so it will respond only with this information. So I'll show you. So first thing, yeah, I have just designed the specification and imported it, and then I have got these two endpoints. So this one I have exposed as an MCP server. So first thing, we have to just add the dependency of MCP. Currently it's 130 version is there, the latest version. So I have dragged this MCP server to listener. Okay, so here if you go here, so you need to add this connector configuration for MCP server. So here we have two types of connections, so SAC servers and streamable HTTP server. So I have just chosen streamable HTTP server, and it will work on the top of your existing HTTP listener. So this listener was there, so that existing, if you see here, yeah, this is the port and settings for this HTTP listener. So the same I have configured, and then MCP endpoints. We can give any endpoint name. So I have just given MCP, and here you need to mention server name Mule MCP server, and server version is 1.0. So once you add this MCP server configuration. So there are three more things to be configured. The things are, first you need to give your name, this MCP tool name. So this should be any name, but it should be relevant, so that once your agent will invoke, so it will filter based on your prompt. So this fetch employee by ID, I have given this name, and we can give the description as well. Okay, so this is the name and description, and then parameter schema. So parameter schema, I have just left this the default one. I have not made anything required, but we can give this required field. If any required field is there, it will ask you. If we are not passing in the prompt, so it will ask you, can you please provide the employee ID or whatever, I mean, field if we give the required. And this is the input parameter schema, and the output one, I've just add the response text tool, and then here I have given this payload.raw. Okay, so this is the response we need to configure, and this is the parameter schema for input, and this name and description. So for required one also, I'll show you. This is the way how we can make it the required fields. So here required employee ID, and we can define the properties of this, means what is the data type and all. Okay, but here I have kept just as a simple, I mean, I have not made anything required. But yeah, here this is the way we can make it uh, more, I mean, as per the API specification. So suppose for any endpoints, if some mandatory fields are there, so we can make it accordingly. So these are the things, and rest of the things are normal, I mean, as existing one. So here we are reading from the employee ID from the URI param, and then this is the output response I am propagating. So this is the for get employee by ID, and then this is get employee contact number. So this endpoint has been exposed as an MCP resources. So I have deployed this. If you see here in the runtime manager, I have SAP employee details. Yeah, SAP employee details. So this is the one, and this is the public endpoint. So now this is normal our HTTP endpoints, right? Get method and API slash employee one. But I have told you that we can test this MCP in Postman as well, right? So if you see here, what was the path given, slash MCP. So whatever the public endpoint and then slash MCP, it will invoke the. So if we want to test in Postman, we can create new request, and if you have the latest Postman, we can switch the request type. So if you see here, we can see this MCP, right? Okay, so it will. So this is the my URL, and then slash MCP, because if suppose if we give any other thing as a endpoint path, so we have to give the same here, right? So first thing, we need to connect. So it will connect to that whatever, I mean, slash MCP it is there, it will connect. So here if you see, only one MCP resources, only one MCP resources I have exposed, right? So it is showing here which one we need to select. So first thing, okay, I'll select this one, and then since we have not made anything required, but still I'll just pass this employee ID. If we don't pass is and so suppose if we have multiple tools, right, MCP tools against this same path, endpoint path slash MCP, so it will show here. So which one do you want to execute? So we need to select. So here, since only I have only one fetch employee by ID, so it is showing this one, and then we have to click on run. So it will return the response. So you can see the response is in text format for all employee id 1, 2, 3, right? So since I have given here the response, if you remember, in the text format, right? MCP text tool response. So it will respond in the text. This. Okay. So based on this response, our AI agent will filter those information against your prompt. So this is how we can test our MCP resources in Postman itself. So suppose, if we are yet to receive get the access for any AI agent in for our client or in any organization, but still you can go ahead with to transform your existing API into MCP servers. So this is how we can run, and then we can just disconnect it. So it will give you the status disconnect. First connected, then it is tools call. So it found, okay, one I have selected this fetch employee by ID, and then I have disconnected it. So this is how we can test in Postman as well. So this is the URL. I'll just copy it, /mcp. Okay. Now, okay, until here, do you have any questions? If you have, yeah, feel free to ask.
Naseem, one question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so how long does this stay connected? I mean, you first made the connection call and then it
Mm-hmm.
was staying there and then you had to disconnect. So,
Yeah, yeah.
is there some setting you defined?
No, no, it's a default setting. So if we, I mean, if we keep this as in connected mode, I think it will be connected, but it still consume your resources, because in MuleSoft we have a subscription based on the usage, right?
Right,
So
right.
yeah, so if you are not using them, we should just disconnect. So I'll show in VS Code how we can stop or start or uninstall
Right.
and install. So earlier in some other mm, MuleSoft Meetup, I have shown in with the cursor AI, but now VS Code, and since VS Code nowadays is this is first you need to install the VS Code. Okay, for this you need to have GitHub account, and this is just I was doing this ACB. So in ACB, and then in VS Code we have MCP servers as well. So as I think you must be knowing, this ACB with MuleSoft just came with this
Yeah,
developer agent, right? MuleSoft dev agent, that is nowadays we are called Mules Vibe. So with this, in the right hand side, if you see here the chat window with agent mode, so here you can, this is the separate topic, just going through ACB, any point code builder. So with this using of MuleSoft vibes, you can create your API from the scratch, right from the specification, writing a unit, and even you can test here with the Postman or postcode as well. Okay, so I'll just show you how we can integrate our MCP servers, which we have deployed in the Cloud Hub, right? So this is the endpoint. Okay, I'll just copy it, and this is the VS Code. So you just need to install the VS Code, and before that you need some Git extension, so that if you are cloning some existing APIs and all. So yeah, now if you see here. We have a shortcut, control shift p if you are running in Windows, or for Mac some different commands. So show and run commands. Okay, now we have here MCP servers. If you see extension, yeah, if you see here, we don't have any MCP servers right now, right? Okay, there are installed MCP servers. These are all built in, so we can still make use of it, but in our custom MCP servers we didn't have any. So now I'll just go and install this MCP, and then MCP add server we have to select, and here we need to select this one, HTTP or server sent events. Okay, so this one I'll select, and we need to provide the URL. So URL, I have just copied this. Okay, we need to press enter, and this is the name we can give, like MCP demo. Okay, this is the name. So with this name it will get installed. So I'll just workspace available in this workspace, run locally. So now if you see here, install this MCP Bhagalpur demo is installed. And if you know this MCP JSON, if you are familiar with this cursor AI configuration, it's similar. I mean, we have these servers, and then this is the name and this is the URL. Okay, the same URL which we have deployed here, right? So now if I chat with this agent, okay, mm, this is the simple way of installing or configuring our MCP servers in VS Code. So can you retrieve employee details for employee ID 2? So it will ask for permission, and then it will respond. Created one table MCP fetch. Now you can see here, run fetch employee by ID. This is the MCP tool name which we have given here, right? Fetch employee by ID. So now it will retrieve the information for employee details, employee ID to Umar Khan. But in this endpoint, we are responding with all the details, right? I have not, filtered here only. I have not filtered here based on the employee ID input, whatever user is giving. So I leave. I have left this analysis to be, done by this agent. So they are doing this analysis and giving us the result. So if I can provide four doesn't exist, so it should show, okay, it doesn't exist. It's retrieving. See, you can say here expected outcome either the map employee record or not found result. So I fetched the employee list from the MCP endpoints. The returned records are employee ID 1, 2, and 3. So there is no record with employee ID 4. So this is how we can integrate our MCP servers. So now I'll show you. This is here. I mean, you can stop server, or if you have any issues, or if you updated anything, you can restart there. And if you want to uninstall, you can just uninstall. It will go away from here. So this is how we can install our MCP servers and make use of it. So we may have different use cases in our project, right? So currently what I am doing in the insurance vertical, that we have implemented the existing endpoints for the refund claim, because insurer is claiming the refund and agents are processing manually. Means it is from the portal, they are feeding some information, and then it will initiate the refund claim. So now we are integrating, we have exposed as an MCP tool to, so that it will just using the AWS bedrock. So user can just prompt policy ID. So it will,
Hello.
hello, yeah, hello. Okay, so yeah, we can make use of it, and then we can implement in the real use case as well in our project, whatever, I mean, project we are working on. So yeah, This is how we can integrate in this. We can make use of it in VS Code as well.
Hi Naseem, we have a question here in a chat.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So Indresh Gupta is telling us
Hmm.
MCP is itself a protocol. Then why it is used HTTP? How it implements security in MuleSoft API, which is with MCP.
Okay, okay. So, see, I mean, how we can, why we are using this HTTP listener? That was the first question. So, MCP is a protocol. It is just exposing our existing endpoints or transforming our existing endpoint, and existing endpoint is working on this HTTP, right? So that's the reason why we are just making use of it. It is just helping us to expose our existing endpoints. It's not something which is designing our endpoints as an MCP tool. It is just you can say it's a wrapper, we can call. And the next question is the security. Yeah, security is earlier, actually, in previous demo, I have shown how we can pass the client ID secret. We can secure with this client ID enforcement. But MuleSoft has come up with in API Manager, like we are securing our API through API Manager with various policies. So for MCP, we have Flex Gateway. If you see here, we have Flex Gateway. So with this, with the using of Flex Gateway, we can secure our MCP resources. So with this MCP Flex Gateway, we can secure our MCP resources or MCP tools. But if you want to, secure using the API manager for this MCP, it will not allow you. It will not actually visible those MCP endpoints in API manager. But in Flex Gateway, yeah. So MuleSoft has come up with this Flex Gateway to secure our MCP resources. And for this, we have, if you see here on new listeners, new session listener. So this is the first. If we implement this, so whenever the session starts from the AI agent for this MCP slash whatever, I mean, we have given this endpoint path. So first it will get validated with this on new session listener. I have a video on this as well. If you want, I can just share this. So for, I mean, whenever the session starts, so it will get validated by this listener. With this one, we can give the same, MCP server we can use, so it will get validated slash MCP, and then we can reject based on that. So hey, after that we can, if we want to write any auth or any other, custom validations, so we can give authentication here. So if it gets authenticated, it will again it will get into those endpoints. Otherwise it will return the from here itself with the whatever message or status code we give. So this is how we can secure our MCP. Yeah. So any other questions?
Any question? Hi guys, any question? Feel free to ask.
Okay, okay. So we have one article as well. If you want to, go through, so you can just explore this. Okay. And yeah, if you want to speak, if you want to be a speaker, so you can, get in touch with me or Yusuf. And if you want to speak on any topic, yeah, we are happy to host. And if you don't have any questions, yeah, I'll just ask two questions. So whoever will give answers, I'll share the certification voucher code with them. So we have got two vouchers. So I'll ask just two questions, simple questions related to this MCP itself. Okay. So I'll just ask questions, and you need to type your answers in the chat window. So whoever will have the correct answers and comes first will get, right. Okay. So shall I go ahead?
Yeah, Naseem.
Okay. So let's just the first one is the trial one. So I mean, how you will give. So let's say MCP stands for. So you need to answer your uh, in chat window. This one is the trial questions. Yeah. So like Suraj sent at Talent Fundamental's first one, but that was the wrong one. Yeah. So Abhay and Ritu. Yeah. So like this. Okay. So now I'm going with this valid questions. So the first one is, um, can you give an two examples of MCP client? Any two example of MCP client. I have given in this two example. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, Suraj gave to Cursor Cloudy. Edward is also right. So first one is, yeah, Suraj was right. Suraj or Abhay Cloudy, Ritu Divergent. Edward is also right, but he came up with one. So first is Suraj. Yeah, for this one, yeah, Suraj is there. For these questions, Suraj. Cursor, AI, and Cloudy Desktop. Yeah, these are the two. This is also correct, but I don't given only one. Away is also correct. Indresh, yeah. Okay. Now, yeah. Okay. Thank you. So this Suraj, and next questions for the next voucher is, what are the two types of connection in MCP servers? Two types of What are the two types of connections in MCP server in configuration? Mhm. Next, in MCP server configuration, what are the two types of connections MuleSoft provides us to select? Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Suraj gave the answers correct, but since he has also, he already received one. So where SSC only, client server, SSC endpoints, and so Indresh, yeah. So Indresh. Okay. Yeah. So Indresh and Suraj, please, yeah, share your email ID. I'll just share the certification voucher code with you. To Indresh and Suraj. Yeah.
Indresh and Suraj.
Yeah. So yeah, estimable and SEC. Here we have, right? If you see here, STL HTTP server and SEC server. So these are the two types of connections MCP server provides, MuleSoft provides. Okay. So have you explored this ACB? Anyone?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's this ACB is really cool, and even in near future, it will take over the endpoint studio definitely. And even I have, I have created the applications right from and wrote M unit as well. So it's remarkable. I mean, it will take few minutes to complete. And in the real, like in our project as well, if suppose we have a benchmark of 80%, and if we have added any flow, so definitely we need to write a unit test cases to match those 80%, right, coverage. So if we just give the prompt, okay, can you write the unit for a particular flow, it will just write for all success scenarios and as well as failure scenarios, so that our coverage will definitely match those benchmark. So yeah, so I think yeah, I am done. If you have any questions or clarification needed, yeah, you can definitely, yeah, reach out to me or Yusuf.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I mean, near future, yeah, I'll just come up with this ACB, and I will showcase. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Indresh and
Thank
Suraj,
you.
yeah, please yeah, share your email ID. Yeah. Thanks
Mhm.
everyone.
One question here.
Yeah. Yeah, Ritu.
So, have you also explored the rule base we can set in ACB?
Role based.
Rule base, I think there is some rule
Rule. Okay,
option.
okay. No, no, no. Rule based. Actually, we are just started. But yeah, rule based. I have the prompt, which like suppose started with the project location, and then I have a valid prompt how we should use our prompt. But rule based, yeah, I have not. I have just given on all authorization.
Sure, sure.
So yeah, if definitely if I'm just going through
Yeah.
various things, yeah, definitely I'll let you know. If you have any questions, yeah, you can
Yeah,
let
I'm
me
just
know.
looking for implementing code review, like a static code
Okay,
analyzer through rule base.
okay, okay.
There is anything on that, do share.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, okay, yeah. Thanks everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining the today's session. I hope you found this hands-on live demo on MCP tool insightful and valuable. I hope. And a special thanks to our speaker Naseem Khan for sharing such practical knowledge. I hope you will enjoy that. You have enjoyed that. And finally, congratulations to the winner of the Salesforce certification voucher. Name is Indresh Gupta and Suraj Kamal. And yeah, sure. Do subscribe the Bhagalpur MuleSoft Meetup and stay tuned for more upcoming sessions on learning opportunities. So, on behalf of the MuleSoft community, this is Muhammad Yusuf signing off. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thanks
Uh,
everyone. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Bye.